What's up, everyone? Back with another video. This is not an unboxing, but it is a mask video nonetheless. I picked up a mask, well, I shouldn't say recently, this was actually several months ago, from eBay. A gentleman who had happened to be the editor of Playboy magazine. In the 80s or early 90s, they did these little segments in the back of Playboy called Potpourri, where they'd show random things. And in a few back then, they had masks, and they were Death Studios masks. So the editor of Playboy sadly passed away, and they did an estate sale at his place, and he had still held on to the Death Studios masks that were used in the Potpourri section of Playboy magazine. I'm not sure how many masks there were altogether. I know there's several Playboys that have Death Studios masks featured in them. Anyway, so the guy who got the masks actually happens to be a friend of Jeff Death, but he put them on eBay, and he had some really cool ones, and the price shot up on some of them. I know some of the people that had won some of the bids, I figured they were going to bid high, but luckily I bid on one that I was able to get for a good decent price, and I was able to walk away with one, so I'm glad, very happy about that. What this is Slim from Killer Klowns from Outer Space. This is an old version. The hair's no longer on it. This was actually sculpted by Jeff Death of Death Studios. They did a whole Killer Klowns line that were licensed back then, back in the day, back in the 80s, late 80s, and he sculpted the Slim and the Fatso, while John Smith had sculpted the Shorty and the Clownzilla for him. They had those four in the set. I've always wanted the Death Studios versions. I think maybe Darkside Studios, Paul over Darkside, has the molds for them now, I think. But either way, very cool. Jeff actually sculpted 3 versions of this. That's pretty much the same, but the difference being the back. One he sculpted bald, the very first version. And then later on he had sculpted a version that had sculpted on hair, actually latex hair, sculpted on it and painted. That was the third version. The in-between was this one. And this one, he did pretty much bald, but he sculpted this. He says it looks like a bra, and it kind of does. And what that is just kind of, it's kind of sculpted hair, but it's just meant to be a support for the hair to go on. So he would glue the hair over the top of this thing. So you have a little sculpted shelf for the hair to be glued onto, and then you would put the actual real hair on it. Doesn't have the hair on it. Must have been ripped off at some point in time. You can see even there's a yellowing tint to the face. Maybe it was sitting in a window and got some sunlight or something. Not sure. Not really worried about it. I like it. I talked to Jeff, and he said I could send it his way, and he would rehair it, and he would use the exact same hair that they used on the originals. So that's very cool. I could get the same hair put back on it. I did tell him, I told Jeff he said he could repaint it for me if I'd like. I told him I kind of like the original paint on it. There's no way to really get rid of that yellowing. I've washed it the best I could, but other than repainting it, you couldn't really touch up the paint because it wouldn't match the rest. You'd have to repaint the whole thing. So I'm probably just gonna leave the yellowing. Doesn't really bother me. Look, it gives a little age to it, but it's just a really cool mask. It, like I said, it is officially licensed. In the back here it says 1987 Trans World Entertainment. See that? And this thing is huge. I mean, this it's not just I'm holding it up close. If you hold it back here, let me, you can see it's big mask, gigantic. So very cool. And they mentioned when I got this which Playboy that this mask was featured in, and I think that's the cool thing. It's not like there was a original Slim from Death Studios featured in there, and this is also an original Slim. How cool. It's not just an original Slim, it was this specific mask that was shot and photographed and put into the Playboy magazine when they had their Killer Klowns in the back. The thing is, they told me a vintage issue to look at, and I went and got that. You can get vintage Playboys for cheap online. I went and got that, and I looked in the back, and there was Death Studios mask in it, but not the Killer Klowns. So I had the wrong one. So now I just got to figure out which issue that they featured the Killer Klowns mask in, because this very exact one will be the one you'll see in the picture in the back. So I got to find that magazine just so I can have it. Very cool. Even the eyes, you can see the gloss on the eyes is yellowed over time. Again, I could have Jeff redo it or fix it, but I kind of like it, just old school looking. So yeah, very cool. And again, why the hair looks like the way it does is because this is not necessarily supposed to be the hair, but a shelf to put the actual hair on. But again, he did, after this, originally was completely bald. I guess it was hard to get the hair to stay, so then he did this to get the hair stay on there. Then after this, they did a version where they sculpted the hair completely, so there's no real hair added. It's just latex hair that they paint, which actually looks good for sculpted hair. It looks really good. I've seen those, but this one's even older. You don't see many of these around like this. So I said I'll definitely probably get it send this back over to Jeff and have him put new hair on it, and then send it back to me, and I'll just have it like this. Again, I don't mind the discoloration in the paint or anything like that. You know, it's an old mask. It's had some history. It's been around a while. But again, I'd always love to get the set. I've seen a few people sell the whole sets, and they go for quite a bit of money. A lot of people want these versions, the Death Studios versions of the Killer Klowns. Again, they did. Jeff sculpted Slim and Fatso, and then he had John Smith sculpt Shorty and Clownzilla. They're all big. They're all good sized. Man, the Clownzilla's gigantic. Fatso is probably the smallest of all of them, surprisingly. But again, you know, I'm holding this right next to me, and you can see that this thing is just a freaking gigantic mask. Huge. Actual size of the movie, you know, so it's very good. I dig it. Again, amazing sculpt by Jeff. His finishing work, and again, to have an 80s piece. It says 1987, Transworld Entertainment. I'm not sure exactly when they made these. It could have been like 1989 or 88. Could have been in the 90 or 91. I'm not sure exactly. But I believe this was in like an 89 or an 88 issue of Playboy. Not positive which year, but you know, from 87 to like 92 or something in between there, I'm thinking. So if you guys know which magazine it is, please let me know. That'd really help me out. I'm on the hunt. I'm keep doing research and trying to figure out which exact issue that this guy's featured in. I'll keep looking to try to find it, but if you guys have any leads, let me know. It'd be much appreciated. Again, yeah, really awesome. Gives a Death Studios mask, so it's a good solid casting, good thickness. And again, after all these years, the latex is still soft, still pliable. I mean, it's not, you know, it's still solid. You know, it's not just the thickness. He casts them nice and thick, but the quality of latex that Death Studios uses. I mean, his masks. You hear about people having latex masks rot away or dissolve or just start, you know, getting dry rot. Death Studios masks will last forever. This is like an 80s mask, and it's 2021. The thing is still like new. I mean, a little faded from the, you know, again, this thing wasn't even like stored in the proper condition. You know, probably sat in the sun or something or in a window. You know, the hair got ripped off, but the mask itself still going strong. So that just shows you says something about the quality of stuff from Death Studios, Jeff's work. Again, amazing piece. It's got some age on it, but I absolutely love this. So probably send it back to Jeff to get the hair put back on, and then I'll have my Slim from Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I love Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I really haven't talked much about the movie, but I'm sure everybody's seen the movie at this point in time. You know, I don't know. There's die-hard people that love it. Some people that think it's too cheesy. I think it's a fantastic movie. It's really became a cult classic. Like, it's really blown up. It's really a popular movie now. Almost everybody's seen that movie at this day and age. But yeah, fantastic movie. Killer Klowns from Outer Space. This is my favorite clown from the movie. A lot of people love Shorty. I'm a Slim guy. But yeah, 1987 Transworld Entertainment marked, licensed Killer Klowns from Outer Space mask made by Death Studios, featured in Playboy magazine. Very cool. So that's it for this one, guys. I just had this guy sitting here for a while. I didn't do a video on it, so I figured I'd do one today. But that's it for this one. More stuff coming soon. More videos coming soon. I appreciate everybody watching. Take it easy. Later.